This is CW Source, and I'm Doug Vanoni, and we're sitting here with Ed Westwick from Gossip Girl.
Hey.
Did you have any specific actors or characters that have been done, or people in your life that you sort of patterned Chuck after?
There was one character who I don't actually know the character name. The film The Talented Mr. Ripley, there's a character, Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it for a very kind of short while. And there was just, the mannerisms and, the tone of his voice and things that he took, which I thought was kind of very, very good to kind of draw on for Chuck. The kind of the privileged voice, the way, the airs and the graces about him,
Sure.
which, I try to bring into my performance.
And for the bad parts, and we've seen, like you said, we've seen the first couple episodes, so we see Chuck developing. Do you have any plans for making Chuck, like, really, really evil?
I think, people have to remember, he's a young guy and, he's still learning the ways of the world.
Sure.
So, who knows exactly what avenues he's going to go down, but I think people will see a different side to him. I think, they're going to keep it fresh and kind of mix it up.
Something written the other day about how Chuck was seen in a stretch limo, and an entire debate on this blog ensued about whether Chuck would actually be somebody who would really ride around in a stretch limo.
Right.
And you seem to have convinced most people that you, as Ed, are a really evil guy.
Well, I think there's something sinister about a stretch limo, with the blacked out windows, and certainly he does some sinister activities. So it kind of fits him, like Batman had the Batmobile, Chuck has his limousine. So it kind of goes hand in hand.
Playing the evil guy Chuck, I know that you all get along really, really well.
Yeah.
Do you have trouble breaking free of the character and actually relating to the other
Not
actors?
at all, because I mean, at the end of the day, it is acting. That's what we do. So, as soon as they yell cut, it's pretty easy to swing back to the old Ed, Mr. Nice Guy.
Well, it's easy too because you have the accent. When you're doing Chuck, you don't have the accent.
That's a good point. I mean, that's one of those things that, I said to someone before, really helps with the character. Is usually if you're an actor, you still kind of retain your voice to a degree.
Right.
With Chuck, it's completely, Ed's gone, and.
Do you have? I mean, you obviously have no problem. You do it so naturally,
Thank you.
the American accent. But are you good? Are you naturally good at accents?
I'd like to say yes, without sounding arrogant or anything like that. It's something that I'd like to think I have a good ear for. I mean, watching a lot of American television and being around a lot of Americans helps, of course.
Leighton Meester was here,
Right.
and we asked her who was the prankster on the set, and we had all sort of assumed it was you.
Okay.
Completely apropos of nothing. We didn't think,
Yeah.
And she let us know that it was actually Blake, and I'm just going to confirm
I'd agree.
with you.
I'd concur.
All right,
Yeah.
so that Blake is any good stories from
Well, I
the
mean,
set?
I don't know. There's, I can't really kind of think of any to mind, but I mean, the thing with Blake, Blake's such a bubbly, beautiful character, beautiful person, that, you can't put anything past her, because she's always, the bright spark, and she's fantastic to be around.
She had her dog when she came here, too.
Yeah.
She had Penny. She was
I've got a story about the dog, actually. She took it to a barber's, and, like a dog barber.
Sure.
Not a human one. And they shaved all the poor dog's hair off. And apparently a friend picked it up, and Blake came home in the dark at night time and kind of saw this thing on the ground and then looked at the dog, poor little Penny. It was the most gorgeous dog you've ever seen.
Absolutely.
And they'd cut all the hair off. And Blake couldn't believe it, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Who's that? What's that?" When I saw it, like a drowned rat. It looked like.
Wow,
It wasn't good.
Poor Penny. Well, she's grown all her hair back, and when we saw her the other day, she certainly looked a little.
It's growing. It's growing.
Yeah, she looked like, or maybe she had a little doggy toupee.
Maybe.
That's always possible.
Yeah,
right?
who knows?
And we've talked about the publicity that they've done for the show, and I've asked everybody what it's like walking through Times Square or just walking through New York and suddenly seeing a bus go by with you on the bus. How is that? I mean, coming from London to New York, here you are in a foreign land, and there you are on a bus.
Yeah, no, it's kind of surreal, I mean, it's part and parcel with what we do, If you're doing a TV show, if you're doing a film, if you're involved in things like that, then inevitably you're going to, be subject to a certain degree of promotion and things.
No, and the show has really been doing extremely well. In fact, we just heard yesterday that they've ordered an entire full season
Yeah, the
of the
entire
show,
full season.
which is great. And I think what's really important and very cool too from a technological web geeky standpoint is that the ratings of the show have been really good, but what they're looking at to judge the success of the show is the downloads.
Yeah, they're taking it all into
people
consideration.
that have been recording it on their DVRs.
That's what I was really surprised with, the DVR things and the TiVo and stuff like that. And I was wondering if they kind of measure that. And it was really good to see that they do, because a lot of people, TiVo, a lot of people aren't in to watch a show.
Right.
So, it's good from that. And the iTunes thing they're doing.
Yeah.
You can download the episodes on iTunes, and I think we were like top 2.
And it shows the network has a lot of faith in all these new media.
Exactly.
The show has a huge sign on. Like I said on the blogs, it's been getting really a lot of fanfare. And
so, that's great.
So I wish you all the luck.
Thank you so much.
Very much. And
Pleasure. Thank you.
This is Doug Benoni. This is CW Source. And this is Ed Westwick.